Good morning, everyone. So we've got a few jobs on today. We've got a little mob of lambs to drench. So these are the same as the second cross lambs we've been selling. They're just they're a fair bit younger, and so they haven't been shorn yet. But we're just going to drench them, and they go back with their. They got mixed up, and they've just been a small mob. They got to go back with their brothers and sisters, I guess you'd say. And then we've got to move that mob into a different paddock. What else have we got to do? Going to put some pre-drop out with our stud ewes that are lambing in about 3 weeks. 10th of May they're lambing, so put some pre-lamb out, and I'll show you what that stuff is. It's just got a heap of minerals and good stuff in it. We'll see how we get on.
Got my name on the list, give me room, step aside. I can show you how to have a good time. I'm that hard to forget, yeah, I'm one of a kind. Everybody trying to be somebody, ain't nobody else like me. Everybody trying to be somebody, I just wanna be like me. Be like me. Ain't nobody else like me. Be like me.
So we just got to drench them for mainly worms. Barber's pole worm has been really bad the past sort of month, 6 weeks. It's a triple acting drench. Hopefully kill all of them. Levomisol, albendazole and moxidectin.
Are you ready or not? Be like me. Ain't nobody else like me. 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 Everybody trying to be somebody, ain't nobody else like me. Everybody.
So we've got the AI and twin ewes in this paddock that we're going to take home and draft and drench them before they lamb. And so yeah, take them home, draft them, drench them, and put the AI ewes back in this paddock for lambing, because there's really good feed in here and there's plenty of it. So look after them now. They're about 4 weeks away. So I thought I'd just quickly touch on what AI is and why we did it. So firstly, AI stands for artificial insemination. So what we did on the 2 weeks before the 10th of December, which is I think about the 28th of November, we picked out 100 ewes and gave them a cedar. And what the cedar did was stop them from cycling. So the cedar was in them for 2 weeks, and then I think it was about 2 days before they were AI'd, the procedure was actually performed, we took the cedars out, and then that brought the ewes all into cycling at the same time. So then on the 10th of December, the ewes were brought in, and they were given a sedative drug that sort of didn't quite knock them out, but got them very sleepy, and brought out onto a table, like a table thing, and then the semen was injected into their cervix, and that's, yeah, I'm no vet, so I can't go into much detail of it, but that's how we do AI instead of putting a ram over them. And so I guess one of the biggest benefits is getting really good genetics. So if a stud, say, has a really good ram and they don't want to sell the ram himself, then they'll collect semen from him, and actually then they can disperse that out to people that want his genetics and want some good blood. So that's what we did this year for the first time in a long time. I've never done it before. My dad said that he's done it. They've certainly done it in cattle, and I think they have done it in sheep too. A long time ago. It's AI is not a new technique. It's been around for a long time. So that's why these ewes are pretty important and special. We've got to look after them a bit, because there's some really good genetics in these ewes, and they are due to lamb on the 9th of May, I think it is. And the vet said all 72 ewes, they'll probably all pop out lambs, whether it's twins, singles or triplets, in a matter of a couple of days. It's going to be a busy couple of days for us. I mean, I think it'll all go smoothly. Poll Dorset's a pretty easy lambing thing, so well, most of our sheep are really. Don't generally have too much trouble with them, but obviously we'll be checking them 2 or 3 times a day as we do, going around them quietly. Yeah, I did it. I've done a couple of videos with these ewes in it, and I never really explained what it was or why we did it. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. As I say, I'm not a vet or anything, so there's still a lot I probably missed and don't know, but at least it might give you guys a little bit of an insight into. Go back here. Here you go back. So you'll notice there's a few little lambs in this mob that aren't only a couple weeks old. Some of them are not even that. So what that's from is when we bought a new ram last year from another stud up at Oberon. When we got him home, we didn't really want to put him with our own stud rams, because when you put a heap of rams together, so we got 5 stud rams that we joined with our ewes last year that were already here, and they were all together in one mob. And what rams do when they go in together is they fight with each other, headbutt and carry on. So if we had bought one new ram in and put with the 5 ones that have already been there, they'd probably, there's a chance they could have ganged up on him and sort of, you know, hurt him pretty well. So we just put him with a few stud ewes, and so this is the result. We just got a few really early lambs, which is not a bad thing, because ewes, yeah, generally don't like cycling before the summer solstice. So that's just the way they work. They're, what's it called? Seasonal cycles? Seasonal. Oh, I was listening to it the other day. I can't remember what the word is. But yeah, so after the summer solstice, they generally cycle a lot better. That's just the way, the type of animals that they are. So it's sort of just it's a bit of a chance that a bit lucky that we got these early lambs, but that's what the young lambs are from. So I've just got these stud ewes in to drench. I think there's about 230, the 72 AIs and the 156 twin ewes. Then we'll draft the AIs off and they'll go back in the good paddock before lambing and give them that pre-drop. Another thing is, because they're getting close to lambing, just got to try and be real gentle with them. We don't want to, you know, they've already got enough stress on them trying to raise probably a lot of them 2 lambs, probably, well, twins obviously, but then the AIs probably a lot of twin lambs in them. So just got to take them steady and be gentle with them. Dad took a load of wool to Goulburn this morning, just to pay for a bit of diesel and a fertiliser, probably at today's prices. That was a joke. Would have chewed into the profit a little bit. What else did you get? Oh, it's pasture seed. A wet pasture blend. Phalaris, ryegrass, fescue, clover. A lot of clovers. Alrighty, so we've drenched all the ewes now. Just putting them back in their paddocks. I'm going to take this pre-drop out to them, this pre-drop lick, and fix a hole in the fence so these other ones can't crawl back in with them on the wheat. Hey Max. Hop in the trusty Sierra. Little beast. Power. Not a bad view from up here. So this is the pasture paddock that the AI ewes are in, and they'll lamb on here. And then this is the wheat, which is also looking pretty good. It's a little bit patchy in some spots where it got wet. And this middle section here, for some reason, it must be like below this first contour bank, it must be a real hard little bit, because it's never really done well anything we put in there. But the rest of the paddock is has bounced back pretty well. What do you reckon? Bingo?
Love the natural rattle, vibrating us all. Natural rattle.
Yep, that'll stop it.
Vibrating us all. Yeah, we're lucky. All day and night. World is noisy.
So this pasture mix has ended up being a pretty good one, so we just bought some more from Elders, the same type, because it seemed to be, there's a couple of paddocks that we've done and it's gone really well, so there's certainly plenty here. That stuff that's gone up ahead, that's cocksfoot, it's called. Excuse me, you're on my lick. So this is the stuff. It's a nutritional lick powder supplement for cows and ewes in the lead up to lambing. So, yep. It's got calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, sodium and sulfur. And there's the percentages of it in there. I got a little feeder here. I'm just going to sit it. This looks like where they sort of camp overnight. So hopefully they'll smell it and come over and have a lick of it. And they just come up and lick it. I guess it tastes good, but we'll see how they go. It'll probably take them a couple of days, probably for all of them to figure out that it's here. But as I say, that's why we put it where they sleep overnight. And you'll notice that it's sort of on top of the hill, looking down. Oh, the camera probably doesn't show it, but it is on top of a hill there, and it's so they can see all the paddock and see, you know, possibly if foxes are coming, or just see what's going on from up here. That's generally where sheep camp, on the highest point of the paddock. You probably heard a lot of people call sheep stupid, but I'd say that's pretty smart of them. Anyway, we'll leave them to it. They're over there having a feed. Hey Max. So these are the rest of these are the twin ewes. They're going to go in a paddock down there, and we're going to give them a bale of lucerne hay, helping them a little bit, because the paddock they're going on isn't quite as good as the one the other ones are on, so they might need a little bit extra. There they go. That's the paddock they're going in. It opens up down. It's just a little bit of bush here, that's all. I just got to go through it to get to the open country. There's plenty of grass in there, but we'll bring down a bale of lucerne hay and see if they eat that. They'll eat it if they'll only eat it if they want it or need it. So, but they're still a little bit away from lambing. They're more than 6 weeks away, so we'll probably give them start giving them some of that lamb pre-drop in a couple of weeks. It's meant to be given sort of 6 weeks up to lambing, within 6 weeks of lambing, so just trying to get it with the pallet forks, because the feeder I got to move from one paddock into that paddock, so if I get the hay with the pallet forks, then I can use them to pick the feeder up. It's a bit easier than having it on the forks. Anyway guys, I think that's going to be the end of another video. Saw the AI use out for their lambing paddocks and drenched them and moved a few other sheep around. Hope you enjoyed it, and with that we'll catch you in the next one. Alrighty, I see ya, bye.